Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated so that we can start the morning session. Please be seated. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. We will continue the discussion of yesterday on item 7, and there are still some points. It's 7A, Arab states, 27. No, that's still?
Yeah, still.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
are left open.
Aha,
Can come later,
yeah.
But 7B.
I see. 7B. It's item 57, 59, 60, then 69, 79, 85, 86, 88. So we should start with 57. And I would like to invite Mrs. Nada Al-Hassan to present the next report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Madame la Présidente, hier j'ai présenté le premier site libyen Sirène, numéro 56, sans avoir eu l'opportunité de faire une introduction sur la situation générale en Libye. Donc si vous me permettez, je vais faire une petite introduction sur l'état du patrimoine actuellement en Libye. La situation difficile qui prévaut actuellement en Libye suscite l'inquiétude quant à l'état de conservation des sites du pays inscrits sur la liste du patrimoine mondial, ainsi que sur les capacités des autorités nationales à en assurer la protection. Celles-ci n'ont en effet plus aucun contrôle sur 4 des 5 sites. Seul le site archéologique de Sirène reste accessible aux inspecteurs de la direction des antiquités, mais là encore, les difficultés sont nombreuses comme on l'a vu hier. Outre les dommages résultant du conflit, le vandalisme, le pillage, la prolifération des constructions illégales et le manque de gouvernance sont les principales menaces qui pèsent sur ces biens. L'UNESCO déploie beaucoup d'efforts pour soutenir la Libye durant la crise en cours. Depuis le début de la crise, les bureaux de l'UNESCO à Tripoli et au Caire ont mis en œuvre de nombreuses activités, dont 8 ateliers et réunions entre janvier 2013 et décembre 2014, principalement axés sur le renforcement des capacités dans la gestion des sites et des musées, et ce, en coopération avec l'ICROM et l'ALEXO, ainsi que les secrétariats des conventions de 1970 et bien sûr le Centre du patrimoine mondial. En avril 2015, un atelier destiné à renforcer la sécurité des musées et des sites du patrimoine mondial en Libye a été organisé à Tunis. En collaboration avec l'ICROM, 2 autres ateliers ont eu lieu au début de ce mois de juin, toujours en collaboration avec l'ICROM, pour former les professionnels libyens au renforcement de la sécurité et à la mise en place de mesures antiterrorisme dans les musées et sur les sites archéologiques, ainsi qu'à la conservation préventive et à la préparation aux risques pour le patrimoine culturel. Sur la base des résultats de ces 2 ateliers, une session de formation de 2 semaines aura lieu au mois d'août prochain et portera sur la préparation aux risques également. En outre, notons que la Libye n'a pas de liste indicative malgré la grande richesse patrimoniale du pays. Le patrimoine culturel et naturel de la Libye est donc également menacé par les conséquences du conflit et en particulier par les destructions intentionnelles potentielles. L'image sur l'écran montre un exemple des actes de vandalisme intentionnel qui ont visé plusieurs mosquées dans la capitale Tripoli et un grand nombre de mausolées soufis. Madame la Présidente, l'ICOMOS voudrait prendre la parole, s'il vous plaît.
ICOMOS has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. ICOMOS acknowledges that the conditions on the ground in Libya militate against conservation activities and threaten cultural heritage. Protection and first aid are obvious immediate priorities. ICOMOS particularly acknowledges and supports the continuing efforts of both UNESCO and ICROM directed towards training of Libyan professionals so as to facilitate protection and site security within the constraints of this current security situation. ICOMOS has some specific comments when we come to individual sites. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Now the floor is open for any comments. There are no comments? Yeah. Yeah. Then I have to ask the... there's no decision. Thank you. Then I continue. 58. 50? Huh?
57.
57, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madame Chair. Je procède maintenant à la situation sur le site archéologique de Tadrart Akakus en Libye. Vous voyez les images sur l'écran. Le rapport sur l'état de conservation du site archéologique de Tadrart Akakus se trouve dans le document 7B AD à la page 80 en anglais et 83 en français. Au moment de la préparation du document devant être examiné par le Comité du patrimoine mondial, l'État partie n'avait pas soumis de rapport sur les avancées de la mise en œuvre des recommandations adoptées à la 37e session du patrimoine mondial à Phnom Penh en 2013. Le relatif isolement du bien et son éloignement des principales zones de conflit depuis la révolution de février 2015 ont fait que celui-ci est moins menacé que d'autres sites plus exposés. Néanmoins, de sérieuses préoccupations demeurent quant à son état de conservation, car dans le passé, il avait subi du vandalisme sous la forme de graffiti, comme le montre l'image projetée sur l'écran à votre droite. Il est donc important que l'État partie soumette des informations sur la situation du bien dès que cela sera possible, bien entendu. Le projet de décision vous est soumis à la page 80 en anglais et 84 en français. Et Madame la Présidente, l'ICOMOS souhaiterait prendre la parole, s'il vous plaît.
ICOMOS has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The remote location of Tadrart Akakus exacerbates the challenges faced by Libyan properties generally and gives rise to additional concerns. However, without up-to-date, accurate information on the state of conservation of the property, it is not possible at present to provide effective advice or support. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for these explanations. The floor is open for any comments. Are there? Jamaica? Jamaica has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We would just like to use this opportunity to make a comment about rock art sites. They are among the most distinctive examples of prehistoric documentation that captures the way of life of a people. It is not only the data that can be extracted from these intricate works, but the sheer artistic ingenuity that is evident. In Latin America and the Caribbean, we are endowed with a number of these extraordinary sites, and we're grateful to ICOMOS for conducting research in this area. We say all of that to make the very simple point that every effort should be made to continue working with the state party in this particular case to tackle the problems of vandalism affecting the site. We note the security issues that prevail. We would wish to call on the state party to provide a SOC report and recovery measures outlined as a matter of urgency. And this simply, as I suggested before, has to do with the fact that these are very distinctive sites, and every effort should be made to protect and preserve what is there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments? No? Thank you. That means we could adopt the draft decision 39,7b.57. Mr. Rapporteur, have you received any amendments?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No, I haven't received any amendment on this item of the agenda. Thank you.
It's clear. Thank you. I declare decision 39,7b.57 adopted. We continue. Now, Mrs. Nada Hassan, you have again the floor to present the next property.
Merci Madame la Présidente. La vieille ville de Sanaa au Yémen. Le rapport sur l'état de conservation de la vieille ville de Sanaa au Yémen se trouve dans le document 7B, à la page 96 en anglais et 99 en français. L'État partie rapporte que les conditions de sécurité, les conditions socio-économiques et politiques se sont aggravées au début de 2015 et ont compromis les cadres institutionnels, ce qui a entraîné l'arrêt des activités de conservation. Depuis la distribution du document, de nouvelles informations nous sont parvenues en lien avec les développements récents au Yémen. La vieille ville de Sanaa a été bombardée le 11 mai et le 12 juin, détruisant 3 de ces fameuses maisons-tours, mettant en péril tous les immeubles adjacents dans le quartier Al-Qasimi, à proximité du fameux jardin urbain de Mirsamat Al-Qasimi. La mosquée à coupole Al-Mahdi, datant du XIIe siècle, et les maisons environnantes ont été endommagées par l'explosion d'une voiture piégée. De plus, suite à l'explosion d'une voiture piégée dans le centre historique de Sanaa, la mosquée Mahdi du XIIe siècle et les bâtiments adjacents ont été partiellement endommagés. Le 9 juin dernier, l'ensemble urbain ottoman Al-Ordi, situé à quelques mètres de la vieille ville de Sanaa, dans sa zone tampon, a été bombardé, ce qui a causé des dommages dans sa partie ouest, à côté de Bab el-Yaman. Je pense qu'il y a une autre image. Next slide, please. En général, la plus grande partie des vitres et des portes colorées et décorées des maisons de Sanaa, si caractéristiques de son architecture domestique, ont explosé ou été endommagées. Le 26 mai 2015, le musée de Sanaa a été légèrement atteint par des frappes, mais ces dommages ont considérablement affaibli ses conditions de sécurité et l'exposent au saccage et au vol. Malgré la situation actuelle, le directeur adjoint de l'entité en charge des villes historiques met en œuvre l'assistance internationale pour Sanaa et élabore une documentation détaillée et digitalisée de la ville grâce à la documentation existante et aussi donc à partir du centre régional de Manama au Bahreïn sous la direction du bureau de notre bureau de Doha, le bureau de l'UNESCO. Cependant, il faut savoir que les ressources disponibles sont encore insuffisantes pour faire face aux défis. La mission conjointe de suivi réactif Centre du patrimoine mondial ICOMOS n'a pas pu avoir lieu, bien entendu, en raison de la situation sécuritaire au Yémen. Le projet de décision vous est soumis à la page 98 en anglais et 101 en français. Et l'ICOMOS souhaiterait prendre la parole, Madame la Présidente. Merci.
ICOMOS has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. ICOMOS acknowledges that Yemen continues to endure political and socio-economic disturbances which have recently escalated into conflicts that are affecting both people and cultural heritage places. The inability of international experts to visit Yemen at present has prevented the proposed World Heritage Centre ICOMOS reactive monitoring mission. ICOMOS observes with regret that a capacity building project for the old city of Sanaa was terminated in December 2014 and that there is no longer a presence by the German Agency for International Cooperation, which has previously provided very substantial support. The preparation of the draft National Strategy for the Preservation of Historic Cities, Sites and Monuments 2016-2020 is an important and welcome initiative. The National Strategy should be followed through with a proposed action plan which addresses the current situation in the old city of Sanaa and includes provisions for conservation and plan and for local projects, including water and sewerage restoration and rehabilitation, building conservation and local community awareness. However, additional information has of course come to light since the preparation of the State of Conservation report, and the media images, including those that are on the screen, and other reports of collateral destruction of cultural heritage within this property demonstrate beyond any possible doubt that there is ascertained danger to the outstanding universal value of this property within the meaning of paragraphs 177 to 179 of the operational guidelines. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Are there any comments? Germany.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Germany does also require the determination of the capacity building project in Sanaa. but there had been many unfortunate circumstances which ended the work of the German Agency for International Cooperation, GIZ, in Sana. We hope that the GIZ can resume the capacity building project soon, so that they can help the General Organization for the Preservation of Historic Cities of Yemen, GOPHCY, with their expertise. Furthermore, the GOPHCY and the GIZ should include the citizens, construction workers, and the construction managers in a dialogue to ensure a successful preservation. Also, we reiterate our offer to support the state party to develop the requested action plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? No. So, we got it. Turkey? Of course, Turkey, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We appreciate the presentation, and we are very conscious about the seriousness of the situation and deepening crisis, particularly after the recent bombings. I would like to hear from the Honorable Delegate of Yemen whether they would be willing to shift, because in the draft resolution, as you know, the danger list decision would be postponed to next year, but given the emergency state of affairs for international attention, for possible assistance and all other appropriate reasons, we may be flexible to shift that to this year's resolution. So I would like to hear Yemen's comments on this. Thank you.
Any other comments? I see Serbia and Algeria. Serbia, you have the floor.
Madam Chair, I support what has been said now by our Turkish colleague, because this is so close to be put on the list of danger that we just have to have really some additional explanation why we are waiting for that. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. And now Algeria, you have the floor.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. La fragilité de la situation sécuritaire au Yémen constitue malheureusement, comme ce qu'on a pu voir hier, un élément supplémentaire non négligeable contribuant à la dégradation de ce bien déjà vulnérable. Mais nous constatons que malgré le fait que ces conditions aient compromis le cadre institutionnel et entraîné l'arrêt des activités de développement et de conservation, l'État partie a continué à prendre des initiatives et les professionnels continuent à œuvrer sur le terrain. Nous réitérons notre hommage à tous ces professionnels qui, dans des conditions terribles, continuent à œuvrer pour la protection du patrimoine. Cet encouragement est nécessaire, mais les problèmes sont tellement immenses que nous ne voyons pas quelle serait l'action qui pourrait être menée pour mettre fin à cette dégradation. Nous pouvons soutenir l'État partie par des actions de formation, de renforcement des capacités, comme cela a été fait par l'agence allemande que nous remercions, mais sans plus. Et c'est-à-dire que nous n'avons plus les mots pour parler devant tout ce désastre que nous observons depuis quelques jours. Ce qui m'a fait dire hier que le comité est bien triste cette année. Et voilà, il serait utile aussi de donner la parole à l'État partie pour qu'il puisse s'exprimer sur cette question. Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you. Any other comments? Senegal, yeah. Mm-hmm. Please, you have the floor.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Parce que ce que nous venons de voir est désolant. C'est toujours le patrimoine qui paye. Bien évidemment, pour moi, la destruction, d'où qu'elle vienne, est une destruction et aucune destruction n'est acceptable. il n'y en a aucune qui soit plus justifiable qu'une autre. Et je pense que nous devons condamner la destruction du patrimoine, quel qu'en soit l'auteur, avec la plus grande énergie. Je vous remercie.
Thank you. Any more comments? No. Well, I think we all know the very difficult political situation. Here it is necessary to have some more explanations, technical informations. Therefore, I would like to ask Yemen to give us these technical informations on the sites. Please, Yemen, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your supporting and solidarity. As you know, Yemen is one of the poor, very poor countries that have suffered from instability even before Arab crisis 2011. But the situation is, the cultural heritage is affected really very damagingly. So, but we are all agreed that the war has to be stopped. The post-conflict recovery period of safeguarding of the cultural heritage of Yemen ought to take place soon. Today, one of the historical tombs, yesterday actually, one of the historical tombs in Hadramaut has been destroyed by Al-Qaeda. To put the site in danger list, it is not that much the case, really case, but it is not enough. Immediately actions should be taken. I argue that the committee to take decision in that.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Do you want to
again, I would like to thank German people really because they are helped a lot, and I hope that they will continue their help in the future. I think all the parties and UNESCO and other parties who support us. Thank you.
Thank you. So, no other comments? Bitte? And now ICOMOS again.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I thank the delegates for their contributions, and particularly the perspective brought by the delegate from Yemen. ICOMOS is very regretful in hearing about the destruction of Hadramaut. We would simply draw attention to the fact that, of the committee, that the new information that is available from the media has dramatically changed the situation as we understood it to be at the time that the State of Conservation report was drafted, and would suggest that that be considered. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And now we come to the vote. Sorry, to adopt. To adopt, I know the difference. To adopt draft decision 39.7b.58. And now I ask the rapporteur.
Thank you, Madam Chair, but I haven't received any amendments on this item on the agenda. Thank you.
Fine, thank you. I declare decision 39.7b.58 adopted. And we continue. And the next property is situated in Yemen as well. Mrs. Al-Hassan, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. L'ancienne ville de Shibam et son mur d'enceinte. Le rapport sur l'état de conservation de l'ancienne ville de Shibam et son mur d'enceinte au Yémen se trouve dans le document 7b, à la page 99 en anglais et à la page 102 en français. L'État partie rapporte que le Yémen continue de connaître de graves troubles politiques et socio-économiques qui affectent la conservation du bien, donc comme les autres, et ce qui fait que le bien subit des dégradations provoquées par des facteurs naturels tels que la pluie et de nombreuses inondations. L'État partie signale qu'aucun programme de conservation du milieu physique n'est actuellement en cours et que le contexte sécuritaire empêche tout financement par des donateurs ou tout soutien administratif. Les autorités locales sollicitent une aide d'urgence. Des dommages dus au conflit actuel ont été rapportés, mais nous ne disposons pas de photos ou d'informations détaillées à ce sujet. Cependant, la situation de Shibam semble très précaire au vu de la crise actuelle. Le projet de décision vous est soumis à la page 100 en anglais et 104 en français. Madame la Présidente, l'ICOMOS souhaiterait prendre la parole. Merci.
ICOMOS has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The old walled city of Shibam does indeed face difficult circumstances, but I highlight that these relate to things that precede the conflict. We note with regret that the old walled city of Shibam was subject to significant floods in 2013, resulting in physical damage and degradation, leaving more than 100 significant buildings damaged. And while the Doan Brick Architecture Foundation has provided support for some conservation works in 2014, owing to the current situation in Yemen, there is currently no conservation support, nor is there any donor support. The preparation of a draft national strategy for the preservation of historic cities, sites and monuments 2016 to 2020, which has been prepared by the General Organisation for the Preservation of Historic Cities in Yemen in collaboration with the German Agency for International Cooperation, is a welcome initiative. The national strategy should be implemented through the proposed action plan, which includes provisions for fostering community support and awareness and international involvement in heritage management, as well as identification of physical conservation requirements, all of which is obviously consequent on an improvement in the security situation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And now I ask for any comments. No. So I would like to invite you to adopt the draft decision. Mr. Rapporteur.
Thank you, Madam Chair, but I haven't received any amendment as well on this item. Thank you.
Yeah, that means I declare decision 39,7b point 59 adopted. Ich würde gerne noch eine Anmerkung machen angesichts der Diskussion, die wir eben erlebt haben und gestern und in den letzten Tagen. Ich glaube, es geht uns immer wieder mehr als unter die Haut und es tut uns weh, zu sehen, wenn es um Kulturgüter in Konfliktgebieten geht, dass hier eine reale Bedrohung da ist und dass die Zerstörung tiefe Wunden reißt. Sie reißt diese Wunden nicht nur bei den Kulturgütern, sondern die Menschen leiden in extremer Art und Weise. Und deshalb denke ich, es ist eine doppelte Betroffenheit der Menschen und der Kulturgüter. Und das, was heute gesagt ist, dass wir den betroffenen Staaten zur Seite stehen, wenn es um den Wiederaufbau der Kulturgüter geht. Das hilft auch allen Menschen in diesen Regionen. Und deshalb danke ich Ihnen auch noch einmal sehr hier im Welterbekomitee für diese Bereitschaft, Unterstützung zu geben bei denjenigen, die Hilfe brauchen. Danke Ihnen. Wir setzen jetzt fort. Now we continue. Danke. And I would like to invite Mrs. Al-Hassan to read the list of the cultural properties inscribed on the World Heritage List and located in the Arab States region, for which the reports are proposed for adoption without discussion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. La Casbah d'Alger, décision page 81 en anglais, 83 en français. Tipaza en Algérie, décision page 83 en anglais, 85 en français. Kalat el-Bahreïn, ancien port et capitale de Dilmoun, page 69 en anglais, 72 en français. Thèbes antique et sa nécropole en Égypte, décision page 85 en anglais, 87 en français. Et le Caire historique en Égypte, page 88 en anglais, 90 en français. Il reste encore Omer Rassas, Castrum Mefa en Jordanie, page 90 en anglais, 93 en français. Tyr au Liban, décision page 77 en anglais, 80 en français. Wadi Qadisha ou Vallée Sainte et Forêt des Cèdres de Dieu au Liban, page 93 en anglais et 95 en français. Et finalement, Ksar Ait Ben Haddou au Maroc, page 95 en anglais et 98 en français. Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you very much. If there's no objection from the committee on those state of conservation reports, I declare the decisions read out adopted. Thank you. And now we come to the Asia-Pacific region, 69. And I would like to invite Mr. Jing to present the reports on the state of conservation of the cultural properties located in the Asia-Pacific region and opened for discussion. You have the floor, Mr. Jing.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Dear committee members, a very good morning to you all. I think, as you may recall, in the Bonn Declaration, which adopted by the committee already regretted that Nepal's cultural and natural heritage suffered severe damage and losses during the recent earthquake. The main conservation issues identified for the Kathmandu Valley are summarized in the working document 39.7b ad on pages 90 to 92 of the English version and pages 94 to 96 of the French version. Much of the information was summarized from the preliminary assessment carried out by the Department of Archaeology of Nepal in collaboration with UNESCO Kathmandu office, as well as from the emergency assistance requested submitted to the World Heritage Center by the state party. The state party has taken action in response to the devastating earthquake despite of difficulties experienced. According to the information provided by the Department of Archaeology as of 7th of June, the Kathmandu Valley and other districts in and outside the valley had 813 damaged monuments, including temples, stupas, sarta, shrines, durbar complexes, etc. 184 have completely collapsed. 629 are partially damaged. In particular, the monuments, historical buildings, and heritage assets within the 7 monument zones of the property suffered extensive damage. Of 190 surveyed monuments, 33 have completely collapsed and 157 partially damaged. In response to the threats of the natural disaster, UNESCO, including its Director General, the Director of the World Heritage Center, and the UNESCO Kathmandu office, and the international community have been mobilized to provide support for the collective protection of this property. An emergency assistance project was submitted to the center on 19th of May and approved by the chairperson of the committee on 21st of May last. Thanks to the voluntary contribution made available by the Republic of Korea and Finland, financial support was granted to Nepal and the emergency assistance project is under implementation. As indicated in the working document, a UNESCO, ICROM, ICOMOS International Scientific Committee on Risk Preparedness, ICROM, and the Smithsonian Institute Assessment Mission was carried out to the property on 19th of May. Also, at the invitation of the government of Nepal, an international conference on Nepal's reconstruction towards a resilient Nepal was organized on 25th June. The state party observer may provide updated information to the committee. Considering the extensive damage of the earthquake to the property, the World Heritage Center, ICOMOS, and ICROM recommend that the committee may wish to consider to inscribe the Kathmandu Valley on the list of World Heritage in Danger in accordance with paragraphs 177 to 179 of the operational guidelines. After consultation with the state party, a revised draft decision in both English and French has been distributed to the committee members for consideration. Madam Chairperson, the advisory bodies ICOMOS and ICROM will provide their joint comment. The state party observer is also present in the room to provide its remarks. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you. I would like to give the floor to the advisory bodies, and when we had the discussions among the committee members, afterwards I'll ask Nepal to give a statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What I'm about to say is on behalf of both ICOMOS and ICROM. Both of the advisory bodies would like to express their deep regret at the dire and tragic consequences of the recent earthquake. This has caused, as you have heard, severe and irreversible damage to a large number of monuments and ensembles within the Kathmandu Valley. 3 Durbar squares have been devastated. We know 184 monuments have been completely destroyed. To what degree the over 600 that are partially damaged have been affected is still not known. As you have also heard, both ICOMOS and ICROM have already been engaged with the state party in providing first aid in relation to taking early action to safeguard the damaged property and plan for recovery. In supporting consideration of inscription on the World Heritage List in danger, ICOMOS and ICROM have taken account of the major negative impact that the loss of and damage to buildings has had on the attributes of outstanding universal value. And this has been based on information provided by the state party and from the reports of emergency missions. The outstanding universal value of the property, moreover, continues to be threatened by the vulnerability of the damaged buildings as well as by the loss already sustained. We appreciate the enormous work already done by the state party in assembling resources to undertake emergency measures, and the work also being done on forward planning. We do, however, consider that a great deal more resources will be needed to deal adequately with the long-term project of reviving Kathmandu, both the buildings and monuments and also the social and cultural structures of the community. We know that Nepal is blessed by a still thriving community of craftspeople and has very good professionals. Nevertheless, organizing a strategic response to this tragedy will need debate in terms of how what is proposed supports outstanding universal value. Reconstruction of everything that has collapsed would be a project of a more major scale than anything previously undertaken within an inscribed property. It will be essential that this reconstruction process is supported by a dialogue and discussion on the implications of what might be proposed, that proposals are fully discussed by this committee, and that due time is given to the necessary process to ensure strong support for the conservation approaches taken. ICOMOS and ICROM are fully aware of the need to revive tourism, but this cannot be done at the expense of full recording of the damage and undertaking careful salvage of what remains. ICOMOS and ICROM consider that danger listing is an opportunity to mobilize the huge necessary support needed to strengthen the capacity of the state party to face these highly complex and challenging tasks. We therefore hope that the consideration of danger listing could be seen as a positive measure for this property. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I ask, are there any comments? I see India first, Korea, Japan. Yeah, so we start. India, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me begin by thanking both the Secretariat and ICOMOS for a very clear presentation of the state of affairs following the tragic earthquake on the 25th of April this year. We are all aware of the damage, the destruction, and I think ICOMOS has just mentioned that a lot of work will be needed to restore the properties in question to original shape. From the presentation of the Secretariat, we picked up that very recently, as recent as last week, an international donors conference was held in Kathmandu. As a consequence of which I'm informed, and I'm very pleased to see that the state party in question is also in the room, and that you, Madam Chair, have already mentioned that you will give them the floor. We stand informed that following this international donors conference, a very concrete plan has been developed by the government of Nepal in terms of restoring the damaged properties to their original shape and form. And we would very much like to, as a committee member, hear from the government of Nepal about these concrete steps, which I think is a very positive development. The damage and destruction of the earthquake was enormous, but I think the government of Kathmandu, the Nepali people, have been very quick off the mark in terms of their commitment to restore their treasures to original shape and form. The second point that I would wish to make is that as a consequence of the commitment of the people of Nepal to restore the damaged properties very, very speedily and quickly, I do believe that it would be more useful at this stage, and the committee has done this before, to send a reactive monitoring mission to Kathmandu, maybe as early as towards the end of the year, so that one could enter into that phase of dialogue that ICOMOS mentioned. And with the state party in question, we take all of these projects further forward. So therefore, the proposal that we are making here is, let us request ICOMOS to mount a mission to Kathmandu as early as possible, and in consultation with the state party, take these projects further forward. And instead of the committee declaring the Kathmandu Valley heritage in danger, let us first move to that step before the committee takes a decision on this matter next year. I think that's a very reasonable proposition, even if I say so myself. It has been done in many other cases, and that would give a chance to the state party also to restore and take forward this process together with ICOMOS, so that the properties in question are restored to original shape and form as early as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now Korea, then Japan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, Republic of Korea would like to express its condolences to the tragic loss of life caused by the earthquake that happened April this year. It is our regret that the earthquake affected almost all historic structures within the site, and 184 properties were completely damaged, as stated by ICOMOS. Noting a great deal of support is needed for restoration, we would like to urge the international community to pay attention to this situation and provide full assistance to Nepal. In response to this disaster, Republic of Korea, firstly, paid its attention to humanitarian ramification of the earthquake, and pledged and provided for the state party humanitarian assistance, and dispatched emergency rescue teams to rescue victims of the earthquake. Also, Republic of Korea released a comprehensive ODA plan to assist Nepal with its reconstruction and restoration. The Republic of Korea believes a strategic plan for restoration is necessary and supports the emergency action plan to be conducted as soon as possible. In this regard, we welcome the news that the first steps for making this plan are being taken, including field training. Republic of Korea will remain fully supportive of conservation efforts for restoring the heritage of Kathmandu, and Korea also supports India's proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Japan, and then Philippines.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Japan would like to extend once again our heartfelt condolences and sympathy to the government and people of Nepal. We're all shocked by the extensive damage to a number of temples, stupas, and other historical moments in the Kathmandu Valley, which are vital centers of cultural, religious, and social life of Nepali people. As a friend in Asia, Japan intends to work very closely with Nepal and implement as much assistance as possible, including through our experts and also in cooperation with UNESCO, until the day comes when Nepal's restoration is complete. We fully support the statements just made by the distinguished ambassador of India, and to send a reactive monitoring mission at appropriate timing to assess the situation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. And Philippines and Germany.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. As mentioned in our G77 statement, as well as the Bonn Declaration, allow me to first express my delegation's deep condolences and solidarity of the Philippines to the government and people of Nepal in the aftermath of the tremendous earthquake last April. We also view with great concern the damages brought upon in the Kathmandu Valley and take note of the opinions of the Center, as well as ICOMOS and ICROM. However, we were informed that there is this international conference that has just been held, and that the government of Nepal is working with these participants of the conference on a concrete plan of action on the World Heritage Sites of Nepal as damaged by the earthquake. Thus, we also would like to, and therefore we would like Nepal, the government of Nepal, to work and to work initially with this conference, and likewise to adhere to what the delegate of India said, that to have this kind of monitoring mission before such, before the taking cognizance of Nepal to be listed in the World Heritage in danger. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Germany, then Finland.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Germany has been supporting the preservation of World Heritage in the Kathmandu Valley, and will continue doing so. And in order to facilitate the necessary reconstruction, Germany would like to support the Indian proposal to invite ICOMOS and the World Heritage Center for a reactive monitoring mission before the end of this year. Thank you.
Finland and Turkey. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. And I would like to start by also thanking the advisory bodies for excellent reporting and also excellent cooperation. This is very helpful. In this session, Madam Chair, we have already discussed extensively and in detail man-made destruction of cultural natural heritage. The recent devastating earthquake and natural disaster in Nepal, which took thousands and thousands of lives, demonstrates us once again in a shocking and brutal way how different and complex our joint challenges to protect cultural and environmental heritage are. Finland wishes to use this occasion to repeat our most sincere sympathy and condolences to the State Party of Nepal for their tragic events, loss of life, and destruction. What is now urgently needed is a united and collective effort to support Nepal. Finland registered what has said by India and others concerning the recent meeting in Kathmandu, and we support also the proposal made by India to organize a reactive monitoring mission. Hence, we strongly support the revised draft decision with amendments, in particular the paragraphs 7 and 8, to mobilize in an efficient and coordinated way the support of the international community to help and assist Nepal. in restoring and protecting the World Heritage properties in Nepal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Turkey, Senegal, Jamaica. Turkey, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me first extend our sincere sympathies and condolences to the government and people of Nepal for their loss after the devastating earthquake. We would also like to take this opportunity to thank Secretariat and the advisory bodies for their cooperative efforts after the earthquake emergency assistance in Nepal. We would like to support the proposal made by the distinguished ambassador of India. We would like to hear from the State Party of Nepal on the recovery plan shaped after the international donors meeting held last week, and to send a reactive monitoring mission as early as possible. And we would like to decide to inscribe the property to the danger list after having listened to the outcome of the reactive mission. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Senegal has the floor.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Bien évidemment, nous sommes une fois de plus très désolés et solidaires de l'État parti pour ce qui est arrivé à notre patrimoine en partage. La situation est très difficile, mais nous pensons que ce qui vient d'être dit par les différents États membres du comité va tout à fait dans le bon sens. Donnons-nous le temps de faire les constats, donnons-nous le temps de faire une évaluation objective, donnons-nous le temps d'avoir un véritable agenda sur ça avant de prendre une décision importante. Merci. Et bien sûr, écoutons l'État parti. Je pense qu'il y a quelque chose à nous dire.
Thank you. Jamaica, then Malaysia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jamaica expresses its sympathy to the Nepalese State Party on the tragic occurrence of the April 2015 earthquake. We encourage the State Party to continue to address the threats and establish corrective measures towards a desired state of conservation. We note keenly the call by the advisory bodies to focus on the proposed danger listing as a positive move to assist in the State Party. We do, however, believe that there is merit in the proposal put forward by India for a mission to be dispatched urgently and to see how best the Nepalese government and people can rally together to address the problems on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you. Malaysia, Peru, Portugal. Malaysia, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Malaysia shares the miseries and pains of the Nepalese people. We noted the loss of cultural properties as well as lives. Maybe many of you have noted, barely 2 months after the catastrophe in Nepal, we have suffered similar. I think on the 5th of June, many of you might have heard, another earthquake of the smaller scale, 5.3 Richter, occurred at the epicenter of Mount Kinabalu National Park, inflicting similar, but at a very, very low, I would say, effects. Lives were lost, and we offer our condolence to the people of Singapore, in particular, who lost 9 young climbers, the lives of 9 climbers, and also we lost a couple. Prematurely, the government of Malaysia and the state government of Sabah had taken steps, both financially and administratively, to take remedial actions. Of course, the donkey's ears at the top of the peak suffered a little bit, a little break, but the aftershock had caused some landslides, but of the very, very minor scale. And we have yet to receive reports on the scale of damages, but we can assure you that it is quite minor, but nevertheless, it is a natural catastrophe, it is a natural phenomena which we have got to bear for years to come. As you know, we are not in the ring of fire. I mean, we were saved, so as to speak, unlike our neighbors. But, you know, nature works on a different manner and different ways. So possibly, you know, it is too premature to say anything else, but we would like just to share, you know, the similar kind of, I would say, pain and miseries that we also suffer. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Peru has the floor.
Muchas gracias, señora presidenta. Las intervenciones que me han antecedido creo que muestran claramente dos ideas, dos aproximaciones. El sismo, el terremoto que ha causado tanto daño a Nepal y a su patrimonio cultural es una situación trágica, excepcional. En segundo lugar, queda claro de las intervenciones anteriores que el comité debe evaluar la situación del proyecto de decisión teniendo en cuenta estos elementos excepcionales de la tragedia que ha sufrido Nepal. En ese contexto encuentro que hay no solamente un consenso, sino una unanimidad en acoger la propuesta de la embajadora de la India. Por esa razón, señora Presidente, yo le solicito que podamos poner en pantalla el texto modificatorio del proyecto de decisión conforme la propuesta de la India para poder aprobarla por consenso. Gracias.
Thank you. We will show this on the screen, of course, when we are coming to adopt the draft decision. Now it's Portugal, then Colombia, Kazakhstan. Portugal.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President, and a very good morning to you. I wish to thank the advisory bodies and the Secretariat for the excellent report and joining many of those that spoke before me. We all know the extension of the tragedy recently suffered by Nepal, the thousands of dead, the extensive destruction caused by the earthquake in April, and of course I renew our condolences to Nepal, its authorities and its people. Other developments seem to further endanger the Kathmandu Valley, and in this context it is only natural that we consider this property in danger, and Portugal would support the draft decision. Nevertheless, we believe that in this proposal makes a lot of sense, and we support it and agree to the postponement of any decision on this issue. And may I, Madam President, I think our Finnish colleague mentioned this, that in the Bonn Declaration already there is a very strong appeal to the, I think it's paragraph 24, for international coordination in meeting, in facing the results of this terrible tragedy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, Colombia, Kazakhstan, Lebanon. Colombia has the floor.
Gracias, señora Presidenta. Nos solidarizamos también con el pueblo y con el gobierno de Nepal. Como todos los países participantes han reconocido, el gobierno de Nepal se ha empeñado en hacer un reconocimiento a esta catástrofe, ha actuado con diligencia y la posición de del Estado de la India sobre dar la primera opción a que haya en la primera etapa una misión de reconocimiento de ICOMOS y que permita después evaluar cuáles son realmente los daños y si fuera necesario posteriormente traer la lista en peligro. Nos solidarizamos con la posición de la India, señor Presidente.
Thank you. Kazakhstan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My delegation expresses deep condolences to the people of Nepal, which suffered from the devastating earthquake. We appreciate World Heritage Center, ICOMOS, and ICRAM for their rapid reaction and measures taken right after the earthquake to protect Kathmandu Valley. We well noted the proposal of ICOMOS on danger listing of Kathmandu Valley. And we also appreciate voluntary contribution made by Finland and Republic of Korea, which were very timely. At this moment, we would like to extend our support to India, who proposed to send reactive monitoring mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Lebanon, Vietnam, Qatar. Lebanon, you have the floor.
Merci Madame la Présidente. Le Liban se joint à toutes les distinguées délégations qui ont transmis leurs condoléances les plus sincères au gouvernement et au peuple du Népal pour cette catastrophe qui s'est abattue sur ce bien exceptionnel. Le Liban soutient également la proposition de l'Inde d'envoyer une mission d'urgence de reactive monitoring afin de travailler avec le gouvernement du Népal sur le plan de récupération et de préservation du patrimoine. Par contre, nous ne comprenons absolument pas la décision de reporter la déclaration de ce bien en péril. Je ne comprends pas du tout. Ce bien est en péril. Je ne pense que personne ne se pose la question. Nous avons écouté le rapport qui nous a présenté sur le nombre de monuments détruits, le nombre de monuments endommagés. Auparavant, nous avions lu dans les journaux, nous avions regardé à la télévision les images de cette catastrophe incroyable. Et comme nous, le monde entier a vu ces images. Et le monde entier ne comprendrait pas la frilosité du comité du patrimoine mondial qui dit « Ah, attendez, on va envoyer une mission pour voir si vraiment le bien est en péril ». Personne ne comprendrait ceci. C'est l'image du patrimoine mondial, c'est l'image du comité qui est en question. Le bien est en péril, madame. Et il faut aujourd'hui le déclarer en péril. La mise en péril n'est pas une sanction. Je veux dire, dans le cas de guerre, dans le cas d'intervention d'urgence, de guerre ou de catastrophe naturelle, la mise en péril est quelque chose de normal. Nous avons mis en péril tous les biens syriens, nous avons mis en péril 3 biens sur 4 en Irak. Personne n'a considéré que c'était une sanction. Effectivement, quand il y a un mauvais management, on peut dire que quelque part c'est une sanction. Mais dans ce cas, ça ne peut pas être une sanction. Personne ne peut prendre ceci comme une sanction. Nous ne comprenons pas la frilosité de se dire « Attendez, on va envoyer une mission d'experts ». Personne ne comprendrait ça. Merci.
Thank you. And now, Vietnam.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Le Vietnam souhaite rejoindre également à la communauté internationale pour exprimer les condoléances les plus sincères au peuple et gouvernement de Népal face aux pertes en hommes et en biens causés par le séisme du 25 avril 2015. Nous saluons le gouvernement et le peuple de Népal qui travaillent en ce moment inlassablement sur le plan d'action concret pour le site du patrimoine mondial. Le Vietnam encourage les deux parties de travailler en étroite coopération avec le Centre du patrimoine mondial et l'ICOMOS pour les inviter à une mission rétroactive afin de mettre un bilan de pertes et après mettre à point le rapport de conservation pour notre débat à la prochaine session du comité, comme ce qui a été proposé par la délégation de l'Inde. Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Now Qatar, then Croatia, Algeria, Serbia and Poland. Qatar, you have the floor.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Toutes nos condoléances vont au peuple népalais suite à cette catastrophe naturelle grave. Comme on le constate, l'héritage a beaucoup souffert. C'est pourquoi le Qatar se joint à tous les autres membres du comité pour soutenir la proposition faite par l'Inde. Ce serait bien aussi d'entendre l'État partie. Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you. Croatia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Croatia wishes to express the deepest sympathy to the State Party of Nepal for the victims and damage caused by the earthquake. And according to paragraph 7 of the draft decision, we invite the international community to mobilize and help the State Party in restoring and conserving this marvelous World Heritage property. We also support sending a reactive monitoring mission as soon as possible, as Ambassador of India suggested. Thank you.
Thank you. Algeria.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
La délégation algérienne exprime ses condoléances à l'État partie et sa solidarité avec le gouvernement et le peuple du Népal. Nous appuyons la proposition de l'Inde pour l'envoi d'une mission d'urgence pour établir et mettre en œuvre un plan d'action d'urgence comme il est prévu par le rapport qui nous a été soumis. La délégation algérienne souhaite entendre, Madame la Présidente, l'État partie sur toutes ces questions évoquées par ceux qui m'ont précédé. Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Serbia.
Madam Chair, we will support the proposal made by India, not because we don't think that the damage has been tragic and tremendous, and not because we believe that the ICOMOS report was not correct and very realistic, but because we are always, in the measure of possible, against double standards. And if we have found enough reason not to put on the list of the property in danger the old town on Sana, where the armed men are still hardly working against the heritage, here in the case of Kathmandu, the nature has done its part of destruction, and now the people have the will to rebuild. Because of that, we support the proposal of India in order not to apply in the measure of possible, because sometimes it is impossible to avoid it, the double standards. Thank you.
Thank you. Poland.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. First of all, I would like to join the previous speakers expressing our sympathy and solidarity with families of all victims of this devastating earthquake which struck Nepal a few weeks ago. In our opinion, proposal of inscription of the property of Kathmandu Valley on the list of World Heritage in danger would help to mobilize international community's aid for Nepal. But at the same time, we think that the proposal of sending reactive advisory mission, which was presented by the delegation of India, is worth consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Bevor ich jetzt Nepal das Wort erteile, möchte ich in dieser sehr bewegenden Stunde den Vertretern von Nepal und dem Volk von Nepal unsere gemeinsame Anteilnahme übermitteln. Alle Mitglieder des Komitees haben dies zum Ausdruck gebracht. Wir sind tief erschüttert von den Folgen des Erdbebens für die Bevölkerung von Nepal, für das Leben der Menschen dort. Viele Tote sind zu beklagen, viele Verletzte. Die Menschen brauchen unsere Hilfe. Unsere Gedanken sind, seit wir von diesem Erdbeben erfahren haben, von dieser schrecklichen Katastrophe, bei den Nepalesen. Und wir bleiben nicht allein dabei stehen, dass wir an sie denken. Die Hilfe, die wir geben, ist vielfältig. Und ich war sehr beeindruckt davon, wie schnell von Seiten der UNESCO und von allen, die hier engagiert sind, diese Hilfe ganz konkret gegeben worden ist. Und ich bin auch dankbar für jedes Land, das Nepal jetzt und in Zukunft auf diesem Weg unterstützt. Und ich war sehr bewegt. Und ich habe das in unserem Land, aber auch in anderen Ländern registriert, dass viele Menschen, die Zivilgesellschaft, zu Spenden bereit waren. Diese Spenden sind an die Hilfsorganisationen gegangen, sodass man dann ganz konkret vor Ort auch handeln konnte. Aber wie man sagt, wenn die Bilder nicht mehr auf dem Bildschirm sind, so ist es trotzdem weiter notwendig, diese Hilfe zu geben und diese Unterstützung. Nepal ist ein erdbebengefährdetes Gebiet und wir wissen, dass solche Katastrophen dort immer wieder vorkommen. Und die Erfahrung ist gegeben mit dem Wiederaufbau und der Wiederherstellung der Kulturschätze in diesem Land. Und dies ist existenziell für die Menschen. Und von daher sage ich, wir dürfen nicht locker lassen und nicht nachlassen an dieser Stelle, sondern unser ganzes technisches Wissen, aber auch die finanziellen Möglichkeiten, die uns zur Verfügung stehen, zur Unterstützung der Bevölkerung in Nepal geben. Und das schließt ein den Wiederaufbau für die Welterbedenkmäler. Und ich glaube auch, von daher hatten wir sehr recht in der Bonner Deklaration, uns nicht nur zu beschränken auf Regionen in Konfliktsituationen. Unser Blick muss sich genauso richten und unser Herz muss genauso schlagen für diejenigen, die von Naturkatastrophen betroffen sind. Das möchte ich Ihnen mitgeben, der nepalesischen Delegation nach Nepal, dass Sie das in Ihrem Land übermitteln. Wir sind bei Ihnen, Sie werden nicht allein sein. Und nun darf ich Ihnen das Wort geben.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and distinguished members of the committee, distinguished delegates. I have the honor to reiterate the commitment of the government of Nepal to conservation, preservation, and restoration of the cultural properties damaged by the earthquake in the context of overall damage. The preliminary post-disaster need assessment, PDNA, has been completed. The present to the International Conference on the Reconstruction of the Nepal held on 25 June. Just last week, my government appreciated very much the pledged support from the international community. My Department of Archaeology has already begun work on the field, and we are working on the preparing the concrete plan of action for conservation, preservation, and restoration of the Kathmandu Valley old heritage sites in Nepal. While carrying out our work, we believe we will have to continue cooperation from our friendly countries and the UNESCO World Heritage Center and advisory bodies. The government of Nepal requested for 1 year time to complete its work. My delegation will therefore like to request the committee to postpone the debate on the draft decision on the inscribing the Kathmandu Valley in the list of the World Heritage in danger. In this regard, we had held informal consultation with the many members of the committee. We agree on the monitoring mission at an appropriate time to consider the state of conservation of the property. My delegation would like to extend its sincere thanks to all the members of the committee for their support to the amendment draft decision. Thank you.
Thank you to the delegation of Nepal. I have the impression we have a very high consensus on the proposal of India, except of Lebanon, but maybe after we heard now the statement of Nepal and the wish of Nepal, could you agree with the India proposal? That's my question to Lebanon.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. So we could now adopt the draft decision, 39.7b, point 69, and we have an amendment, I'm sure, Mr. Rapporteur.
Yes, in fact. The amendment has been proposed by the three delegations of India, Japan, and the Philippines, and it would alter paragraphs 6 and 7. The three delegations asked to delete paragraph 6 and 7 and to create a new paragraph 6, which would consist of the World Heritage Committee requests the state party to invite the World Heritage Center ICOMOS reactive monitoring mission at an appropriate time and by December the 1st, 2015 to consider the state of conservation of the property. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you. There's one question. Should we involve ICOMOS and ICROM as well, not only ICOMOS? Yes, I think so. Could we add that? Yeah. Yeah, and ICOMOS wants to comment. Okay, ICOMOS has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We wonder if it would be helpful for the reactive monitoring mission not only to consider the state of conservation of the property, but to consider the development of an emergency action plan as well that could be presented to the committee next year.
That means, and to develop an emergency plan. And to develop an emergency action plan. All right, India, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As far as we are concerned, seems quite reasonable. However, I would wish to add, in consultation with the concerned state party. Thank you.
Fine. Portugal?
Thank you, Madam President. No, it's not a problem with the decision. It's fine with us. But anyway, for honesty's sake, I must say, and joining what Lebanon had said previously, that sending a reactive monitoring mission does not necessarily preclude declaring a property in danger. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments? I don't see. So, pardon? ICOMOS again? ICOMOS has the floor.
Sorry, Madam Chair. I just wonder if we could just slightly change the words so as not to suggest that the reactive monitoring mission was developing the emergency action plan, so that we have the reactive monitoring mission considering the state of the conservation of the property and considering with the state party the development of an emergency action plan.
Well, as the action plan is already placed.
We can try that.
In consultation with the concerned state parties.
We can delete in consultation with the no.
Yeah, because it's already there.
Oh, where is it?
Considering with the state party.
Oh, to consider this with the concerned state party. And consider, yeah, yeah, with the state party. We can delete it. Yeah, fine. Thank you. So, India.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think everyone is in agreement with what we have proposed. It has to be in consultation with the concerned state party, but I think the English is not quite perfect. I think something has been lost.
Could you correct it?
To consider, and by 1 December 2015, to consider the state of conservation of the property and, to my mind, it could possibly be, and develop an emergency action plan in consultation with the concerned state party, in consultation with the state party of Nepal.
That was what we had before.
Yeah. I must say that even mine is not a perfect formulation, but I think we've all got the sense. So that formulation, to consider the state of conservation of the property and to develop, maybe we should have and to develop an emergency action plan in consultation with the state party. Seems okay to me. Thank you.
I think we should leave it in this way. Yeah? Everybody? Yes, I see. So, if there are no more amendments, we could come to the Vietnam.
Madam Chair, I don't think that this is a perfect English, because the state invite a joint World Heritage, etc., and then the state will develop an emergency action plan. in consultation with the state party, if I read the paragraph as it is. So I think that the idea is there, but since there are so many input from different perspectives, and at the end of the day, we don't have a very grammatically correct English for this paragraph. Would the Secretary add to advise?
Mr. Rao.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Since the reactive monitoring mission is always done at the invitation of the state party, everything that takes place during the mission is obviously in consultation with the state party. So I don't think we need to stress that point if the distinguished ambassador of India were to consider not insisting on that in consultation with the state party, because the reactive monitoring mission will not take place unless the state party invites and cooperates in the conduct of the reactive monitoring mission. So if we were to end that action plan, I think the sense would be the same. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And Nepal, does you agree with that? Yes, I think so. Yeah, fine. India again?
If this is understood, as the director of the World Heritage Center has clarified, we have no particular problem. If it's understood that it's developed in consultation with the state party concerned, then that is the principle that we are speaking of. We are fine. We are flexible on that account.
Fine. That's necessary that the state party is involved, of course. So we could adopt it, yeah? I declare decision 39.7b, point 69, adopted as amended. Fine. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite Mr. Jing to read the list of the cultural properties inscribed on the World Heritage List and located in the Asia-Pacific region, for which the reports are proposed for adoption without discussion. You have the floor, Mr. Jing.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. The state of conservation reports and the relevant draft decisions of the following cultural heritage properties located in the Asia-Pacific region are proposed for adoption without a discussion. Number 61, the cultural landscape of Honghe Hani rice terraces in China. Draft decision 39.7b.61. The second site, historical monuments and sites in Kaesong in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Draft decision 39.7b.62. The third property, Lavoka Historical Port Town in Fiji. Draft decision 39.7b.63. Fourth one, group of monuments at Hampi in India. Draft decision 39.7b.64. The fifth site, hill forts of Rajasthan in India. Draft decision 39.7b.65. The sixth, cultural landscape of Bali province. The Subak system as a manifestation of the Trihita Karana philosophy in Indonesia. Draft decision 39.7b.66. The seventh site, Mid Imam Isfahan in Iran. Draft decision 39.7b.67. The eighth site, Wat Pu and associated Asian settlements within the Champasak cultural landscape in Laos. Draft decision 39.7b.68. The 10th site, historical monument at Makali Tata in Pakistan. Draft decision 39.7b.70. The next site is the historical city of Ayutthaya in Thailand. Draft decision 39,7b/71. The 12th site, the Historical Center of Bukhara in Uzbekistan, draft decision 39,7b/72. The next site is Samarkand, Crossroad of Cultures in Uzbekistan, draft decision 39,7b/73. The last site is the Historical Center of Shakhsia Beads in Uzbekistan, draft decision 39,7b/74. Thank you very much. Danke.
Thank you. Danke auch. If there's no objection from the committee on the state of conservation reports, I declare the decisions read out adopted. And now we come to Europe, North America, 79. I would like to invite Mrs. Sidorenko to present the reports on the state of conservation of the cultural properties located in the Europe and North American region and opened for discussion. Mrs. Sidorenko, we give you a minute to sit down. Thank you. And then you have the floor.
Merci Madame la Présidente. Le rapport concernant l'état de conservation de Budapest avec les rives du Danube, le quartier du château de Buda et l'avenue Andrassy se trouve dans le document 7B en page 135 en anglais et en page 140 en français. Depuis la publication des documents, le secrétariat a reçu de la part de l'État partie le 10 juin dernier des commentaires sur le projet de décision et en particulier sur ses paragraphes 4, 6 et 8. L'État partie a présenté des clarifications additionnelles sur la mise en œuvre du projet du Jardin Royal et du projet de la place Kossuth. Suivant ces échanges d'informations avec l'État partie, des clarifications ont été prises en compte par le secrétariat et les organisations consultatives. Ces échanges d'informations ont conduit à la révision du projet de décision. Ce projet de décision 39,7b/79 révisé a été distribué aux membres du comité. Je vous remercie.
Thank you. ICOMOS?
Thank you, Madam Chair. ICOMOS has no further comments to present on this report. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments of the committee members? Finland? Finland has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Finland has also discussed with the state party about these amendments to the draft decision, and we can go along and support them. Thank you.
Thank you. See no more comments. Yeah, so we could adopt the draft decision. My question to the rapporteur.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In fact, there are no amendments on this revised decision. Thank you.
Fine. So that means I declare decision 39,7b.79 ref declared. And now the next one. For the next property, it's number 85. I will give the floor to the delegation of Germany to present the committee the reason it wishes to open the state of conservation of Kiev. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The amendments are developed in line with the state party, and the state party wished to have some clearer wording in some aspects. Therefore, we ask for the adoption of the amended decision.
Thank you. Any comment of ICOMOS? No. The Secretariat?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, this draft decision can be found on page 150 of document 7B, English version, and 155 in the French version. The Secretariat wishes just to say that no new information had been received apart from several letters from non-governmental organizations since the document has been issued. And yesterday, after we were informed that the SOC would be opened further to the request of Germany, we have received from the state party a couple of documents, including a letter of the city mayor of Kiev, and again a few letters from non-governmental organizations. So these are just some factual elements on behalf of the Secretariat. Thank you.
And now ECOMOS.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As a background to the revised draft decision, ECOMOS would just like to recall the concern that has been recognized by the committee over many sessions on the lack of control of new construction in the buffer zone and the wider panorama of the Dnieper River, and specifically the request to put in place a moratorium in 2009 on new construction in the buffer zone on tall buildings that could or might compromise the landscape along the river until an urban development plan was put in place. We also recall that in 2012 the committee requested the modification of projects in the buffer zone through demolishing constructed levels to an appropriate scale in line with the recommendations of a mission and ECOMOS's assessments. The amended decision thus refers back to specific requests that have already been made by the committee. First of all, we underscore the need for the moratorium that is now in place to be fully implemented. And as over the past 6 years, many new constructions have been undertaken, and there is now an urgency to implement the committee's previous decisions on modifying construction in the buffer zone. We understand that the state party is ready and willing to undertake this work. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments? No? I can see no. Well. So we could adopt the draft decision in the reviewed version. And I ask the rapporteur, Germany? First, Germany.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for giving us the floor again. We would like to hear the state party on the draft decision as proposed, as amended, and as revised, and whether this is acceptable for them. Thank you.
Then we ask Ukraine.
Госпожа председатель, уважаемые члены комитета, уважаемые делегаты.
Dear Madam Chair, dear committee members, dear delegates.
В нашей стране происходят серьезные изменения, и мы делаем все, чтобы интегрировался в европейское пространство.
Our country is undergoing considerable changes, and we are doing our best to integrate into the European community.
Мы признаем, что предыдущая власть допустила ошибки в сфере защиты культурного наследия, но мы делаем все возможное, чтобы их исправить.
We agree that our previous authorities made certain mistakes in the protection of cultural heritage, and we are intended to change their mistakes.
Так, в начале года Киевсовет по инициативе мэра Киева Виталия Кличка, человека мира, принял очень важное решение о введении моратория на застройку в буферной зоне объекта.
Beginning of this year, Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev and ambassador to UNESCO, initiated the adoption of a moratorium on the ongoing constructions in the buffer zone of St. Sophia Cathedral.
Сейчас он намерен устранить допущенные ошибки, понизив этажность строящихся высотных зданий до уровня прилегающих исторических застроек и не допустить появления новых высоток в соответствии с рекомендацией ЭКОМОС.
Currently, he intends to solve these issues by means of demolishing the already constructed stories to the level of neighboring historic buildings and to prevent the construction of new buildings in accordance with the recommendations of ICOMOS.
С просьбой поддержки этих намерений мэр Киева Виталий Кличко обратился к госпоже генеральному директору ЮНЕСКО Ирине Боковой и господину президенту ИКОМОС Густаво Раозу. Официальной делегацией Украины были разработаны и утверждены поправки к проекту решения, и мы просим внести их в решение по объекту 527 с указанием конкретных адресов сооружений в непосредственной близости от собора Святой Софии. Благодарю за предоставленное слово.
With this proposal, Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev, addressed Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO, and Gustavo Rozo, the president of ICOMOS. Ukrainian official delegation has elaborated and approved the amendments to the draft decision, and we ask to add these amendments to the decision on the property 527 with addresses of construction specified. Thank you for your attention.
I see Finland. Finland, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We were about to adopt a decision that have not been circulated. We do not have it on the screen. We are actually not aware about what we are about to adopting here. So could we please get it on the screen, and if it could be read through so we can see what the changes are in the amendment. Thank you.
You are right. We have to read the amendments. That's necessary. I see Poland. Portugal. Portugal, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. In the same sense, I must say that I find it very regretful that one is confronted when coming to the meeting of items that were not in the agenda. If at least the day before we were advised that one or other delegation wanted to open one or other subject that we deemed closed, I think it would be helpful to everyone, because I really don't know neither what is the sense of the German correction to the alteration to the decision, and I didn't know the terms of the debate, so I'm totally at loss to participate usefully in the discussion, and I must regret it, because we're dealing with serious issues. So at least we have the draft decision now on the board. But if you could do something, Madam President, we would appreciate. It's not too difficult to say the day before to other members of the committee of any intention to reopen dossiers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. We discussed this in the morning in the Bureau meeting, and I think it's really helpful to have it before and not to be so surprised, of course. But now I ask Germany to explain the intention, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for information, we sent yesterday, we sent the revised draft resolution yesterday in the afternoon. I do not know why it has not been distributed to the distinguished members of this committee. So it is just an amendment to underline the importance of the moratorium, which is in place at the moment, but we like to underline it here again. Therefore, we have an amendment to paragraph 4. And then we request the state parties to reduce the height of non-conforming and dissonant buildings in the buffer zone of the property which threaten and or have negative impact on the OUV of the property by means of demolishing the already constructed stories to the level of neighboring historical buildings in accordance with its previous decision. And I'm personally, and my delegation is very happy to have been asked for this additional paragraph. I think if other countries all over the world would accept such a wording, we could reach a lot. Thank you.
Portugal again, please, you have the floor.
But having heard the very excellent explanation of the German delegation. I fully support these alterations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any more comments? No. So then we could adopt the draft decision. That's right, yeah? And I declare decision 39,7b.85 adopted as amended. Thank you. And now the next one. I give to, for the next property is 86. Maybe it's the same situation. I will give the floor to the delegation of Poland to present to the committee the reasons it wishes to open the state of conservation of Cornwall and West Devon mining landscape. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Poland requested the opening of this state of conservation report for plenary discussion because we needed some clarifications from the advisory bodies on the report in order to understand the recommendations and the proposed draft decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the Secretary. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Secretariat has received some additional information from the State Party after the document had been issued, and actually a new letter was received on the 19th of June, which provided further information in relation to to paragraph 6, 7, 8, and 9 of the draft decision. So the advisory bodies and the World Heritage Center considered the information received, which actually addressed some of the proposed recommendations of the committee, and decided that the information, it was preferable to include the information in a revised decision, which decision prepared by the Secretariat, advisory bodies, ICROM and ICOMOS, was distributed to the committee members and made available on a blue paper 2 days ago. If I'm not wrong, on Tuesday it was already distributed. So, as a matter of fact, the Secretariat and the advisory bodies have proposed a revised version of the decision, and if we understand correctly, there is an additionally proposed amendment by one of the committee members to this decision. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Now, ICOMOS.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This multi-site serial property continues to face challenges from development which have been identified since the time of the inscription of the property on the World Heritage List in 2006. Regrettably, and despite the requests expressed by the committee in decisions 36,7b.94, 37,7b.89 and 38,7b.34, development of a new supermarket building which obscures the ability to understand the South Quay as part of a highly significant cultural landscape has proceeded at Hale Harbour. The State Party and its key heritage advisor, Historic England, acknowledge that this development, even though reduced substantially from its original size, has already substantively adversely affected the outstanding universal value of the property. However, a range of important physical conservation and repair works have also occurred. ICOMOS has participated in reactive monitoring missions in conjunction with the World Heritage Centre and ICROM in October 2013 and January 2015. During both missions and in associated discussions, the Cornish Mining World Heritage Site Management Office has displayed professionalism and commitment. Progress has also been made to address current threats to the outstanding universal value of the property, but the current circumstances of the property continue to reflect misalignment between the obligations of the State Party and the ability of the local planning authority to grant approval for developments which have adverse heritage impacts. Specifically, once an outline planning consent has been granted, the state party can only consider options that fall within the parameters of what has been approved. ICOMOS welcomes the proposed appointment of a planning advice officer at the Cornish Mining World Heritage Site Office, which is scheduled to occur later this year. ICOMOS also welcomes the proposed supplementary planning document, which is in preparation. ICOMOS understands that plans to resume mining at South Crofty are not proceeding, but this potential impact on outstanding universal value would remain if the mine were to recommence. The situation warrants monitoring so that adequate time may be allowed for consideration of the 2013 mission recommendations before any decisions are made. There is also an active proposal for further development on the remainder of the South Quay, although this will require submission of more detailed designs and further considerations. In its current form, the development would exacerbate the existing adverse effects on the outstanding universal value of the property. Further discussions should occur so that the proposal is either withdrawn or at least amended substantially to align better with the attributes of Hale that contribute to the outstanding universal value of the whole series. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any comments? Poland.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We welcome the revised draft decision and the information provided by the Secretariat and ICOMOS. We also welcome the information provided by the State Party during the session. Our doubts are already dispelled except one issue. After careful examination of the case, having it compared to other sites proposed to be inscribed on the World Heritage List in danger now or in the near future, we hardly understand the purpose for inclusion Cornwall and West Devon landscape in this group. We should have in mind that we are dealing with a vast, over 19,000 hectares, diversified living landscape. Change is part of its nature. The existing and potential threat caused by development projects noted in the reports are present, but definitely are not detrimental. In addition, the developments have, as it was mentioned, positive impact on conservation of the property's attributes and are important for the community and society. There is always place for improvement, but from what we noticed following the case for some time, the understanding of the convention and the commitment of the local government and community to the protection of the site and its values are quite exemplary. With your permission, and if there is such a wish in the committee, we would like to ask the State Party to give us updated information on the current planning situation. As we stated, just one remark more, as we stated a year ago in the discussion concerning this property, we recognize in danger listing as a tool applied to help State Party to improve the situation. It should be used in justified situations. In this very case, we don't see any chance that it may positively influence future progress. Even to the contrary, it will likely have a negative impact. In proposing future in danger listing, we should recognize a potential danger as it is defined in the Convention and in the operational guidelines, paragraph 179. We don't find any justification for such a move yet. That's why we propose an amendment to the revised decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comments? Senegal, yeah. Senegal, you have the floor.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Nous avons pris bonne note de cette demande, de ce projet révisé. Nous l'appuyons. Cependant, ça appelle de notre part une observation, un commentaire plutôt, sur ces questions d'aménagement. Je pense que c'est des questions extrêmement importantes que nous évoquions depuis hier et qui doivent nous amener à être plus vigilants par rapport aux engagements. Quand l'État partie pose des actes forts de prise en charge des recommandations des organisations consultatives, on en prend acte et on fait confiance à l'État partie. Je pense que c'est une question extrêmement importante de prendre en compte les engagements de l'État partie. L'État partie est souverain. Il y a des recommandations des organisations consultatives. Si l'État partie s'engage à le respecter et pose des actes forts et qu'on vérifie sur le terrain qu'il y a une volonté d'opérationnaliser ces actes, nous pensons qu'on peut effectivement aller dans le sens de cette prise de décision. C'est un problème global que l'on rencontre partout, pas uniquement dans les pays en développement, mais qu'on retrouve également, comme c'est le cas ici, dans les pays développés. Je voulais juste faire ce commentaire. Je vous remercie, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you for this comment. And if there are no further comments, I would like to give the floor to the State Party to United Kingdom. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My government wants the UK to be an exemplar in our stewardship of World Heritage, and we want to be punctilious in meeting our obligations under the World Heritage Convention. We were very grateful for the participation of ICOMOS and ICROM in the reactive monitoring mission to the Cornwall and West Devon Mining Landscape World Heritage Site earlier this year. The UK wants to ensure that we respond promptly and positively to the recommendations in the mission report, and as already mentioned and we've reported to the World Heritage Centre, significant progress has been made since the mission. Specifically, Cornwall Council, which is the planning authority for this site, has confirmed that they will adhere to Section 172 of the Convention's operational guidelines. They will require a heritage impact assessment for all major developments within the World Heritage Site, and they will negotiate planning performance agreements with developers to ensure World Heritage considerations are accommodated in a proper and timely manner, never losing sight of the centrality of OUV. So good progress has been made, but other actions are yet to be completed, and we look forward to close collaboration with the World Heritage Centre and the advisory bodies in responding to the wishes of the committee. I should note, however, that contrary to what the ICOMOS representative said, while we've acknowledged that developments have had an impact on OUV, we did not consider this impact to be substantive. This is an important distinction which I'd like to be properly recorded. Therefore, we do welcome the draft decision with the incorporation of the amendment proposed by the Polish delegation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And now we come to the adoption. I ask the rapporteur because we have an amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Yes, in fact, Poland has just suggested an amendment to this revised decision, and it's in paragraph 8 where Poland proposes to delete the whole paragraph 8 of the revised decision. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you. Any comments? No, I can't see. So we could... no? Portugal? Of course. Portugal, please. You have the floor.
Yes, Madam President. I would ask through you for the advisory bodies, I think it was ICOMOS, what is their reaction to the deletion of paragraph 8? It does leave me slightly uncomfortable.
ICOMOS, we need your advice. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And if I may, I might just also address the matters that were raised by the Honourable Delegate from Poland, because these go to the proposed amendment. It is certainly a large and diverse living cultural landscape, and ICOMOS acknowledges that there, of course, should be continuing development, but the concerns relate to specific developments that are inappropriate and are in inappropriate form and at inappropriate locations. And these are proposals about which the committee has previously consistently expressed its concern and requested that they not proceed. The recommendation at present is not for inclusion on the list of World Heritage in Danger. The paragraph that has been proposed for deletion simply provides early notice that this would be a matter to which the committee would turn its attention at the next session. And ICOMOS would simply point out that while there has been good progress and we have a very good and positive relationship with the state party, its advisor and the local authorities, as was the case with Liverpool 2 days ago, there is now a situation where it is only possible for a good outcome to take place through discussions within an approved development envelope. So it is very necessary to maintain a good engagement and a focus and some pressure. And I think we had the example yesterday from my own country of the Great Barrier Reef, where exactly the same form of words, which provided early advice of the intention to discuss the prospect of listing in danger, served to bring the parties to the table in a tight time frame for a good outcome, and ICOMOS would hope that the same would be possible with respect to this context for the property under discussion. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Portugal again.
Yes, I thank you very much indeed, and I thank ICOMOS for the very useful clarification. May I correct the fact that it's foreseen that we would come back to the issue not next year, but in 2 years' time, which further reinforces what you have just said. And exactly because I also think, and as was acknowledged by the Australian government, that keeping the pressure is an essential tool to get these things addressed correctly. This delegation cannot support the deletion proposed by Poland. Thank you.
Thank you. We made a very good experience with Australia. I ask Paul now, will you withdraw it or will you stick to this amendment?
I think we are still putting pressure on the state party because nevertheless, we are coming to this issue in 2 years' time with the with the reactive monitoring, within the reactive monitoring process. And as far as we were looking at other decisions, that's the only case where we say that in 2 years' time, we will consider listing on the World Heritage List in danger. It's not true. I would be happy to listen to other committee members' opinion, whether we want to somehow push in this way or use the possible endanger listing tool in such a manner, whether the statement by the state party is enough for us to take.
We have 2 speakers now, Philippines and Portugal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Philippines supports Portugal's view on this amendment.
You, Portugal?
Yes, independently of some nuances, this pressure was in the Australian decision of last year, and actually it was only a year ahead because we had this to decide it now, not 2 years ahead. Thank you.
Now, Algeria.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. Au vu du rapport qui y a été établi, les risques qui affectent le bien sont vraiment réels et les constructions qu'il y a eu, notamment pour les aménagements, sont irréversibles. Nous pensons qu'il est nécessaire de maintenir ce point 8 et qu'il faut avoir une sage décision en la prenant, en le maintenant, comme ce qui a été fait hier pour la Tanzanie. Donc, nous proposons de maintenir et nous rejoignons la position du Portugal. Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you. Senegal.
Merci Madame la Présidente. J'allais dire exactement ce que notre collègue de l'Algérie vient de dire. Donc j'appuie cette position. Merci.
So, Vietnam.
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, before speaking the position of Vietnam, I would like to make one general remarks. Having listened to the discussion so far, I think that state parties are so scared of the word putting their property in danger list for various reasons, neither whether it's coming from European perspective or developing perspective. So it's the same fear. So the responsibility for our committee is that to educate all members, state parties, on the proper understanding of that matter. So in this, I welcome orientation session devoted to this thematic debate or questions about that, so that we can have a genuine understanding of what does it mean putting a property in an energy. That's number one. Number two, concerning that point, the draft text under discussion, I believe I fully support all the speakers who spoke before me. I believe that here there's nothing very serious, and for a country, a developing country, I believe that you should set a nice example. Let's see what we did to Australia, and this is a good example. And as I mentioned, Vietnam mentioned yesterday, we appreciate and salute the power of the convention, and the power of the very conventions, the power of this committee. We have the success story. So here it's not very serious. This is just about if you don't do that, it's a potential inscription, blah, blah, blah. There is all the hypothesis things, not some things that are confirmative. So why you cannot carry out with that one, and we have to delete that. That is the position of Vietnam. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Libanon.
Oui, merci Madame la Présidente. Tout d'abord, le Liban voudrait appuyer la proposition du Portugal. Nous sommes tout à fait dans le même courant. Ensuite, concernant la question de la définition du Endanger List, peut-être faudrait-il, à chaque session d'information du comité, relire ce qui est écrit dans la Convention. Ce qui est écrit dans la Convention est très clair. On définit très clairement qu'est-ce que c'est la liste en péril, pourquoi on met en liste en péril, quels sont les moyens pour pouvoir développer et protéger le site une fois qu'il est mis en péril, etc., etc. Je pense que ce serait bien à chaque fois de relire ça, puisque la question de la liste en péril semble être une sorte d'épouvantail pour les États membres, alors que ce n'est pas du tout ça. La liste en péril, c'est justement pour aider à sortir un bien de la situation du péril où il se trouve. Merci.
Thank you. We have an increasing consensus not to delete paragraph 8, but I have to ask Poland.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Of course, we will go with the majority. We don't change our mind, but we will join the majority. Thank you.
So that means paragraph 8 isn't deleted, yeah? Yeah. And that means now we could adopt the draft decision. It's 39.7b.86 reviewed. It's adopted. Thank you. And now I would like to invite Mrs. Tocharova to read the list of the cultural properties inscribed on the World Heritage List and located in the Europe and North American region, for which the reports are proposed for adoption without discussion.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. The decisions which are adopted without a discussion on the SOC reports are the following in the region of Europe and North America. 39,7B75, historic centers of Berat and Girocastra, Albania. 39,7B76, historic center of the city of Salzburg, Austria. 77 prehistoric sites and decorated caves of the Vézère Valley, France. 39,7B78 Upper Middle Rhine Valley, Germany. 39,7B80 archaeological areas of Pompeii, Herculaneum and Torre Annunziata, Italy. 39,7B81 Van Nele Fabric, Netherlands. 39,7B82 Kremlin and Red Square, Moscow, Russian Federation. 39,7B83 historic areas of Istanbul, Turkey. 39,7B84 Lviv, the ensemble of the historic center, Ukraine. 39,7B87 Palace of Westminster and Westminster Abbey, including St. Margaret's Church, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And the last one, 39,7B94 Historic Center, Vienna, Austria. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you. If there is no objection from the committee on the State of Conservation reports, I declare the decisions read out adopting. Yeah. And now, Latin America and the Caribbean, number 88. Also, this property was not proposed to be opened for discussions. Mr. Moreno Triana has requested the floor for an editorial clarification regarding the draft decision on Brasilia. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This concerns a slight clarification in paragraph 6 of the draft decision 39,7B88 on Brasilia. This clarification takes into consideration the conclusion of a technical agreement for the management of the property between the Instituto do Patrimonio Histórico e Artístico Nacional, IFAN, and the government of the Federal District of Brasilia. The draft decision is contained in pages 158 for the English version and page 164 for the French version, and it is presented on the screen. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for this clarification. If there's no objection, may I suggest that we adopt draft decision 39,7B.88 as amended by the Secretariat. Oh, sorry, I'm too quick. I declare decision adopted. So, as amended. Thank you. I will now invite Mr. Moreno Triana to read the list of the properties for which the reports are proposed for adoption without discussion. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The following 4 cultural World Heritage properties from the Latin America and the Caribbean region and the relevant draft decisions will be adopted without discussion. Decision 39,7B89, Churches of Chiloé, Chile. The draft decision can be found in document 39,7B addendum, pages 161 for the English version and page 167 for the French version. 39,7B90, the historic quarter of the seaport city of Valparaiso in Chile. The draft decision can be found in document 39,7B, pages 184 for the English version and pages 108 for the French version. Decision 39,7B91, Maya City site of Copan in Honduras. The decision can be found in document 39,7B, pages 164 for the English version and page 170 for the French version. Last property, Decision 39-7B92, Historic Center of Lima in Peru. The draft decision can be found in document 39-7B and in page 166 for the English version and pages 173 for the French version. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I see no objections, so I declare the decisions read out adopted. Before we conclude our agenda item 7b, we still have the omnibus decision to adopt regarding the state of conservation of two properties for which all issues have been successfully addressed by the state parties and which do not require any discussion by the committee. Therefore, I will invite Mrs. Anatole Gabriel to read the list of the properties which form the omnibus this year. You have the floor.
Merci Madame la Présidente. Les biens pour lesquels les rapports ne font pas l'objet d'une discussion par le comité sont les suivants. Il s'agit de BAM et de son paysage culturel en Iran, République islamique d'Iran, et Rio de Janeiro, Carioca Landscape Between the Mountain and the Sea au Brésil. Merci Madame la Présidente.
Thank you very much. No objections, so we can adopt. I declare the draft decision 39-7B 93 adopted. Thank you very much. We now have concluded the examination of our agenda item 7B, and that means we discussed the situation in the bureau meeting, and therefore I would like to suggest suspending the session to allow the working groups to continue with their work. That means the working groups could start with their work at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock as fixed, or of course earlier if they wish. Yeah, and now Poland has a question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We asked to postpone the discussion on item 7 till the end of the discussion of the particular cases. So maybe before suspending the session, we should come back to that.
That's the next step. I'll ask Mr. Rao, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In fact, the agreement was that we'll come back to item 7 once we have dealt with all pending properties. And you may recall that we still have the item on Lake Turkana National Park. The parties are not yet ready with the agreed draft decision, so it remains pending. Then we have the Bhagrati Cathedral and Gelati Monastery, which will have to be discussed only after 8B. And then the old city of Jerusalem and its wall, that also negotiations are ongoing. We don't have that concluded as yet. So the suggestion, Madam Chairperson, is that if we now break and the afternoon is dedicated to the working groups, we will have to go on to the nominations tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and Sunday. So we come back to these pending matters the first thing on Monday morning and deal with them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I think that's the right way to work here. So, now we can close this session. Oh, just one point? Yeah, one announcement. Please, Mr. Rao.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Just an announcement in the light of all the discussions that have happened in the committee in relation to the need to prospect for private sector partnerships and fundraising efforts. The Budget Working Group has also exercised itself on the matter, and we would like to inform the committee and all states, parties and observers that there is a side event that will take place at 7 p.m. today at the Deutsche Well building, which is only 50 meters to the left from the conference center, which will be a private sector partners event. This is being organized by the World Heritage Center, and this event will be from 7 to 8, and there will be a reception, a cocktail reception that will be offered after that event. So delegates are requested to gather outside the conference building at 6:30 p.m., where volunteers will guide you to the venue of this side event. So hopefully we will see as many delegates as possible at the side event today at 7 p.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rao. And now I close the session for today. There are
some announcements.
Still some announcement. Well, the next announcement.
Thank you, Mrs. Chairperson. In order to save time, I would like just to draw the attention of the members of the committee and the state parties that there is a list of side events will be put on the screen. And I think it will be easier for you to identify which event you want to attend. And I will save your lunch time and avoid reading a long list. So thank you very much, Mrs. Chairperson.
I wish you a good afternoon and a good lunch before. Mr. Tarbert wants to take the floor. So, it's for your working group, an announcement? Mr. Tarbert? Yeah, please.
Excuse me, Mrs. Chair. No, it's not about the working group. It is about consultations we have done with Arab states. There have been a sort of misunderstanding. A certain number of Arab states thought that Sana'a, the decision on Sana'a was to inscribe it on the World Heritage List in danger. And all the Arab states we met with are with reopening this decision in order to inscribe the city of Sana'a on the in danger list. I don't know, we have to ask the legal advisor how we can do in order to go back to this decision. The city of Sana'a is really in danger, and we think it's important to reopen the discussion and inscribe the city of Sana'a on the in danger list. Thank you.
Mr. Ptabe, you know it very well. We need a two-thirds majority to reopen. Two-thirds. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I don't know. I would like to ask you, Mrs. Chair, to put this issue on the agenda of the committee at a certain moment. Today or on Monday, I don't know. You decide.
If the whole committee agrees, I would suggest we don't close the session now, and we put it again on the agenda. Yeah? We have time enough.
Okay. So
now I have to ask, does everybody agree with the reopening of the item? Yes? We have consensus? Yes. Yeah? So, we will reopen it. And now we can start. And I give the floor to Lebanon.
Thank you, Mrs. Chair. What we have seen in the report presented by ECOMOS and informations we got during the last days about the distractions that are happening in the city of Sana'a make all Arab states agree that it is important that the city of Sana'a be inscribed on the endangered list in order to be able to have the larger support of the international community in order to help for the reconstruction, the preservation and the reconstruction of this fantastic place, this fantastic site on the World Heritage List. So we would like to modify the last paragraph, or to add a paragraph whereby we inscribe the city of Sana'a on the endangered list, if the advisory body also agree on this proposal.
Well, now I ask ECOMOS, and then we need a precise amendment. Yeah, ECOMOS first.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I thank the delegate from Lebanon. As ECOMOS reported in the earlier preliminary remarks, there has been very substantial, very disturbing new information come available subsequent to the preparation of the State of Conservation report, and the clear evidence before the committee demonstrates beyond any alternative interpretation that there is ascertained damage to the outstanding universal value of the property, and ICOMOS agrees and advises that this damage and this ascertained danger falls within the meaning of paragraphs 177 to 179 of the operational guidelines, and therefore the conditions for inscription of this property on the list of World Heritage in danger are clearly met. Thank you, Madam Chair.
In that case, Madam Chair, I would like to propose...
Mr. Tabé, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I give you the floor now, please.
Yes, in that case, Mr. Chair, I would like to propose that we add, at the end of the recommendation, of the decision, we add an item, also decides to inscribe the property. I don't know if this is the wording of if we write the old Sana'a, how is the usual wording? Is it the property or we put the name on the World Heritage List in danger? And then we have to modify, obviously, paragraph 11, the end, with a view to consider, etc. This should be changed.
Mr. Tabé, could we ask ECOMOS for advice?
Yes, yes,
for
it's better. Because I cannot read well
wording?
from here.
Yeah.
My eyes are not so
I
good.
understand. So it would be helpful. ECOMOS, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. ECOMOS considers the most appropriate thing to do is to use the standard form of words, and this would mean inserting between paragraphs 11 and paragraph 12 the words decides to inscribe the old city of Sana'a, Yemen, on the list of World Heritage in danger. This would then require a consequential amendment to the previous paragraph 13, which is now the ensuing paragraph, or the final paragraph, to simply end at the words 40th session in 2016, as there would no longer be a need for further consideration of list in danger. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I would like to give the floor now to Yemen. It's important for us to learn your view.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The conflict is in progress. Flooding and major violations and absence of the authorities in Shibam also put it in very dangerous situation. So I insist to put both sides in the list of danger for pre-action situation. If you have a list for human in danger, please put Yemeni people also in the list. Thank you.
So thank you for this explanation. I think then we could adopt this and the same in the same wording for Shibam. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Are there any comments? So I start with Lebanon again, of course.
We would like to have the opinion of the advisory bodies concerning Shibam, please.
First, I will finish point 59, and then I will reopen 60. Yeah? All right? Yeah. So, and now if there are no comments, it's adopted. Let me see. 39,7b 59 as amended. Yeah? And now I reopen number 60, Shibam. And I give the floor to the advisory body, ECOMOS.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The problem with Shibam is actually a lack of information. It is the information that is available regarding damage relates primarily to flooding and 100 buildings that are damaged. However, I think in the context of the general situation in Yemen, the information that has been provided about conflict and destruction and the representations from the state party, it is apparent that there is potential danger to the outstanding universal value of the property within the meaning of paragraphs 177 to 179 of the operational guidelines. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Does that mean we can add this point? Yeah? Could you do that? Please. Mm-hmm. You have read it? Yeah, everybody agrees? Yeah. So that means it's, with this amendment, it's adopted. And I say thank you very much to Mr. Tabé, yeah, and everybody else here in the committee. I think it was very important for Yemen, and I hope it will help you. Thank you. And now it's the 5th time I try to close this session. I'll do it. The session is closed. Thank you.
one.